need a safety announcement, and we clear the pool at 9:30.
So, good morning and welcome once again to K2 Crawley. This is the Swim South East Short Course Masters 2024. 3 big sessions today. The individual event will run through to about 5 p.m. and then we go into our relays from about 5:45 onwards. Now, warm-ups coming to their conclusion. So ahead of competition, once again, your safety announcement. So swimmers, you are reminded that the depth of the water is 1.91 meters at both ends of the pool. Starting block 65 centimeters above water level at both ends. Only those swimmers who have reached the standard of the Swim England Prelim Competitive Start Award, a mouthful, isn't it, are permitted to start with a shallow racing dive from the starting blocks. If not, please lower yourself into the pool. If there is an emergency, you will hear a siren. That means it's necessary to evacuate the building. Please follow the instructions of venue staff and use marked emergency exits. Do not return anywhere to collect belongings. It's not worth it. Please also note that only swimmers, officials and authorised coaches and volunteers are allowed poolside during our event today. Anyone else will be asked to leave politely but immediately. So only swimmers and necessary people at poolside. We do have over 400 swimmers today for the first time at the Short Course Championships. Always a busy event, but this is the biggest one yet. So thank you so much for being with us. And we are in again for 3 mammoth sessions, loads of events. There's 13 events in the opening session this morning, getting underway in about 5 minutes time. I'm just waiting for a heat sheet to come through actually, but we will get underway with the 400-meter freestyle. And that is the only 400-meter event of the session. Everything else is 2s, 1s and 50s. Our referee today, Victor Guerra from the city of Southampton. Please do take advantage of the warm-up or warm-down pools at the both ends of the main short course competition pool. The entire event is being streamed online. So if you're happy with your performance, you can go and watch it again later or tell some friends and loved ones they can tune in and watch you. Just go on YouTube, it's South East Region Swimming. Medals today, if you are lucky enough and successful enough to take any home, they'll be available on the balcony at the back. Where are we? The balcony, yeah, the diving board end. On the balcony at the diving board end, that is where you can collect your medals today. Good luck to every single one of you. Remember, it's not just about winning medals, just being here is a success. And when there's 400 plus of you, it is the best of the best if you've taken home a medal of any colour. Just having some mechanical work done at the turning end of lane 1. And I'm going to go and try and find a heat sheet, because that's going to be really useful. So again, our first event is going to be the mixed 400 freestyle. And there are going to be 5 heats in our opening event. This will be the only 400-meter race of this session. There's one more in session number 2, which kicks off around about 2 p.m. this afternoon. We'll keep you up to date on how we're getting on with the schedule. Looks like lane number 1 is fixed. So I've got my start sheet, got my microphone, got my cup of tea, and we'll be getting underway very, very shortly. A big thank you in advance to all of our volunteers here today, giving up their time to make sure we can have a smoothly run event.
You're going to announce the referee and the starter? You're not? Okay.
Your referee today will be Victor Guerra, City of Southampton. He supported by referees and starters. There's our test start, so that means we're very close. Right, we have swimmers, we have officials, we've got referees, we've got starters. We are now just about to get underway. First event, the 400 meter freestyle. This is a mixed event. Male and female competitors. Here we go then. This is the mixed 400 meter freestyle, event number 1, heat number 1. Away we go. Event 1, heat 1 of the Swim Southeast Short Course Masters 2024. We are officially up and running. 5 heats in event number 1. Taking part in heat 1 from lane 1, Claudine Day for Red Hill and Reigate. Connor Macaulay Conway in 2 for Kingston Royals. Peter Stevens for Spencer in lane number 3. Laura Lopez Bonilla Dover Lifeguard Club in 4. Medway Maritimes Nicholas Crew in 5. Lewis's Tiggy Wood in 6. And in lane 7, Hadley's Sharon McLennan. Now, what I don't have in front of me, but I'll try and find, are entry times, so we can give some sort of guide on where we're going to be finishing time-wise across all of the heats today. Once again, everything being streamed online on YouTube today, so you can watch your performances again later this evening, or you can send a message to family, loved ones, friends, teammates and say, watch me, watch me. Tiggy Wood has overtaken Nicholas Crew at the front of heat 1, the Lewis swimmer, the Medway Maritime in our front pairing. .16 lengths of the pool. Now, of course, alongside the different male and female, you've also got the different age groups. So there are going to be occasions today when we have 8 swimmers in the pool and there's not a single direct competitor in there with them. And we'll try our best to keep you up to date with any records broken as well. Last year, if I recall correctly, we had a few British records, a European and even a world record last year set in the pool. We will hope for the same again today. Tiggy Wood for Lewis in a comfortable lead up front now. Laura Lopez Bonilla of Dover Lifeguards is going to move into nearly second place over Nicholas Crew as it stays as it is right now. Then Sharon McLennan. in lane number 7. And over to Conor Macaulay-Conway, youngest in the pool for Kingston Royals. Claudine Day in 1 for Redhill and Reigate. And then Peter Stevens for Spencer. We do have every single event available in the 100, 50s and 2s today. In fact, that's a lie. In the 200, it's just the butterfly that we have and the individual medley. Later on in the next session, we will have the backstroke and the breaststroke and the freestyle in the 200. But throughout the day, you're going to see and potentially take part in every single possible event at 51 and 2. In terms of 400, it's just the freestyle and the individual medley that we'll enjoy today. Tiggy Wood in command, and this time in 4 she will, oh no, it's 0.2 of a second between Crew and Lopez Miller now. Sharon McClellan pretty much in that tie for second. If you have just joined us again, medal-wise, and I'll mention this several times throughout the day, if you are collecting medals, they'll be on the balcony at the diving board end. If you don't collect them, they're not going to be sent to you. We'll use them again at future events to try and keep costs down. And there's your winner then, Tiggy Wood, 6:23.45. And a very strong finish, it must be said, in the beautiful pink cap of Nicholas Crew, representing Medway Maritime. He really pulled something out of the bag in the final 50 there. So first man home, behind Tiggy Wood, first woman. Then we have Sharon McClellan, and in lane number 4, Laura Lopez Bonilla. Conor Macaulay-Conway, 6:53.13 from lane 2. Then we have Claudine Day, just outside 7. And Peter Stevens will complete heat number 1 for us. His finishing time in the 75 plus category, 7:21.65. .400-meter freestyle, this is heat number 2. So all 8 lanes occupied in heat number 2. From lane number 1, which is the far side against the glass windows, is Daniel O'Donnell for Erith and District. In lane number 2, Helen Andrews for South Downs Trojans Swimming Club. Oh, was that a cheer for South? Oh, it is a cheer for Trojans. There they are. There's an army of them in the stands here. In lane 3, Paul Reynolds for Faversham. In 4, Kate King for Wickham District. In lane 5, Eleanor Matthews for Dover Lifeguard Club. In 6, Tiffany Lee for Rushmore Royals. In 7, Annabelle Belasco for City of Southampton. And in lane number 8, Michelle Beckwith for South Downs Trojans. For 8 hours of this, guys. Save yourselves. And I tell you what, Michelle Beckwith has gone off like a rocket in heat number 2. Leading by a comfortable margin. It was very early doors. And behind Michelle, you've got 5 in the middle who can barely be separated. Annabelle Belasco, Tiffany Lay, Eleanor Matthews, Kate King and Paul Reynolds. Now, from what I can see on the start sheet here, as I mentioned in heat number 1, I can't see that there's a direct race. Oh, there's one. So various age groups represented. And one head-to-head. I won't ever give away ages and things, that's not fair. Sometimes maybe the age band, if it's going to be a close competition. Michelle Beckwith continues to extend her lead. So leading the pack in the middle right now is Annabelle Velasco. 2 of them on 3:39s, 3:40s, 3:41s. Right, 2.5 seconds separating second down to 6th. Then you've got Helen Andrews in lane 2, 3:51 at the turn. We'll have Daniel O'Connell. I tell you what, Beckwith in 8. It's going to turn for her next 50 metres up the road, not far behind. And that is the great thing about Masters Swimming. Everybody's here to beat their own times. Not all competition and head-to-head. Everybody wants to win, but often you're going to be in a pool. Although you're alongside 7 other swimmers, it is your own race. So do not try to compare yourselves with others on the other side of the pool. It's you against you a lot of the time. Beckwith continues to extend that lead. Just a notice that today no backstroke ledges will be used. So if you're on the backstroke, there'll be no ledges. We will try and have a gap between, of course, session 1 and 2 for that warm-up. Currently scheduled to start at 1:45, session number 2. That will depend on how session number 1 unfolds. And in heat 2, the South Downs Trojan, Michelle Beckwith, takes the win to raucous applause, a 5:35.18. Cracking time for Michelle. And then a race behind her for second in the heat, Velasco, Lay and Kate King. And Velasco will get their 5:54. All three of them comfortably under 6 minutes for their 400s. Paul Reynolds just outside with a 6:01. Helena Matthews in 5:6:04. And Helen Andrews, a 6:16. And in lane number 1, Erith and District's Daniel O'Connell. He's going to close that heat number 2 for us. 2 of 5 in our 400 metres again. And Daniel will touch home in 6:44. .400-metre freestyle, this is heat number 3. Taking part in our third heat from lane number 1, representing Wantage, Lindsay Kilione. That's Wantage White Horses, to give it its full name. In 2, Terry Wright, representing Bracknell and Wokingham. In 3, Spencer Swim Club, Laura Kerrigan. In lane number 4, representing Otter, is Elizabeth Shaw. Dover Lifeguard Club, Tracy Anstis in 5. Woking, Cassie Allen in 6. In 7, again for Bracknell and Wokingham, this time Amy Kidd. And in 8, Wickham District's David Wood. Now the heats should naturally get a bit faster each time we progress. So we've just seen a 5:35. There was a standout performance from Beckwith, so it's going to be close to that time. Might not beat it. Got a chance. Amy Kidd started well. And the pool really split already from front to back. Only just through 125 metres. Now, around the venue, you will see some QR codes. And they are going to be very, very handy today, because that is where you can find your start lists, your results. I believe one of them could be the link to the YouTube channel as well. So you could be here live and watch it streamed live at the same time. What a world we live in. Or of course, I'd be using it to watch my swim back shortly afterwards. Amy Kidd continues to lead over David Wood and Terry Wright. They'll be our first three at the next turn. Only 3.5 seconds separating your top three. Then Cassie Allen in lane number 6, currently lying 4th. A reminder, I'll repeat this a lot of times, when we're saying orders 1, 2, 3, 4, that is only, of course, the heat order. With the varying age groups, medals will be won in pretty much, without exaggeration, every single race, every single heat, depending on your gender and age group. So keep your eyes on those results. Medals again can be collected throughout the day on the balcony at the diving board end. Any medals not collected will follow through to future events. They won't be sent out to you. We'll reuse them to keep costs down. So if you want your medal, please collect it. And make sure you do that today. Amy Kidd still leading for Bracknell. David Wood still occupying 2nd place. This is Terry Wright 3rd and Cassie Allen 4th, but that has got a lot tighter. Just a second between 3rd and 4th in heat right now. And it's going to be a 5:14.51 for Amy Kidd. Just a few seconds ahead of David Wood in 2nd. Now there's this fight that we had, wasn't there, for 3rd and 4th. Cassie Allen at 5:22 got the job done ahead of Terry Wright. No, Terry's gone out again. Terry in lane 2. You're finished, buddy. You've done 50. He's done 450 meters, Terry, right? Showing off. Tracy Anstis closes things out. All of them sub-6. Terry, you can definitely stop now. Oh, he's good. There we go. 50 bonus meters. And he can see the funny side. Good. Amy Kidd, 5:14, your winner in heat number 3. .400 freestyle, heat number 4. Our penultimate heat of the mixed 400 freestyle. Taking part in lane 1, Joe Corbin for South Downs Trojans. In 2, Nicola Bushell for Faversham. In 3, Matt Taylor representing Spencer. Kieran Neal in 4 for Basildon and Phoenix. Teddington's Ron Mayau in 5. Hailsham's Bethany Collins in 6. Reading's Sean Morgan in 7, and Dover Lifeguards Derek Hudson is in lane number 8. So we've got down to sub 5:15 so far through 3 heats. How much faster can we go? all within 109s and 112s in the opening 100 metres. Derek Hutton, Sean Morgan and Matt Taylor leading the field. Beautiful day outside, isn't it? On the drive here this morning, my little car alarm went off, wanted to indicate sub 4 degrees. However, sun shining in West Sussex now. Now, 4 in front because Joe Corbin has joined the boys up at the top. Hudson, Morgan, Taylor. Now, will we see our first sub 5 in heat number 4? We've been taking about 20 seconds off the fastest time as each heat goes past so far. And Amy Kidd won heat 3 in a 5:14, so I think we'll get close to 5 minutes. The first split was about 109 for the first 100, so looks to be doable. Looks to me as though Matt Taylor has got his nose in front. Oh, there's 2 tenths in it. Sean Morgan, Matt Taylor, then Derek Hutton. Now, currently in 8th position is Ron Mayo, and representing Teddington. And now, this is Ron's first race in 40 years here in Crawley. So regardless, we'll give him a little cheer when he crosses the finish line. If you've got any nice little stories like that, please come and let me know, because I think they just add so much to the event. Of course, a lot of swimmers with plenty of years under their belt, shall we say, and some stories to be told, I'm sure. I do believe later we're scheduled to have Paralympian gold medalist from Paris taking part, but as that comes along, we'll let you know. So Matt Taylor going right head-to-head with Sean Morgan, and Morgan takes it by 1600ths of a second. Joe Corbin came back for 3rd place. First lady home, 5:03.50. We very nearly went sub 5. Now, again, Ron Mayo in lane 5. First race in 40 years. Well done, Ron. Finishing time, 5:23.67. And I think he enjoyed it. Don't wait another 40 years, Ron. $400-meter freestyle. This is heat number 5. So we nearly got there, sub 5. Sean Morgan at 5 minutes and 2/100ths of a second. If Sean's not gone sub 5 before, that is going to be so painful. But edging closer otherwise. Heat 5. From lane 1, Rushmore Royals, Stevie Butler. Hillingdon's Laura Hibbard in 2. Hackney's Tom Hargreaves in 3. City of Oxford's Laura Fenwick in 4. Woking's Mike Hodgson in 5. Basingstoke's Doriana Pirozzi in 6. City of Southampton's Carl Harford in 7. And in 8, Henry Goodlad representing Woking. Now, I would put my house on getting a sub 5 in heat number 5. Especially the way Carl Halford is going. As I can see you're all doing, please do try and keep poolside as clear as possible. We don't want to see too many bags and things down there, especially on the vents. My goodness, I've been to some junior events and they do love to put their bags on top of them. So it's great to see all those clear. You can of course come back to the gallery and watch your teammates and friends take part. But let's keep the poolside as clear as possible. Adds to the safety as well as the smooth running of the event. Carl Halford is absolutely flying. Good race behind, which is Hargreaves, Pirozzi and Hodgson. In fact, it's I took my eye off this for about a minute. It's Henry Goodlad that leads over Carl Halford. So our top 2 are miles ahead, and in fact Goodlad is going to turn at the far end as Halford sets off for his next 50. Just to confirm my own correction, it is Goodlad that is having a storming race, but equally Carl Halford in second is miles ahead of third. So 2 cracking swims, and then you got the race for third, fourth and fifth, which is Tom Hargreaves, Hodgson and Pirozzi, but Henry Goodlad, a 4:11.13. That is pretty impressive. Almost 50 seconds off the quickest time we've seen up to that point. And if it wasn't for Henry Goodlad, Carl Halford would have won by a mile as well, 4:29.79. 2 great swims. And the race for third, Tom Hargreaves. A 4:44.54, almost all the 4s. And just on the touch, Hodgson over Pirozzi. Far side, Butler and Hibbert going head to head into the wall. And Laura Fenwick is just going to miss out on a sub 5. The 5:03.54. And that concludes our first event of the day, 400 freestyle. Now we're going to chop that distance in half and move on to the 200 IM mixed event. Event number 2, mixed 200 IM. This is heat number 1. And we have 3 competitors, as you can see in the pool. Alison Gwynn for Mid-Sussex Marlins. In lane 4, Jemima Rudd-Jones for Royal Tunbridge Wells. And in 5, Catherine Martin representing Bracknell. Now, I'm not going to give away ages here. However, there are 50 years between our youngest and oldest competitor in this heat alone. You might even see bigger gaps than that today, but that is one of the reasons I just love. I'm lucky enough to attend and commentate on a lot of swimming, but the Masters, I just absolutely love it. So many stories, different levels of competition previously. For some people, they could be in their 60s and 70s. This is their first ever competition. Or maybe you're an ex-world or current record holder who represented the country internationally. It is a real Masters mixed bag that we get. Always a joy. Second half of the breaststroke leg. Alison Gwynn leading for the Mid-Sussex Marlins. Now we are enjoying the company of plenty of para swimmers today too, and even a Paris representative, not only a Paris representative, but a gold medalist today in the pool. I'll let you know all about that. Final stages of heat number 1. Alison Gwynn has led from the off in the blue cap of the Marlins. Catherine Martin for Bracknell has kept her very honest in lane number 5. The closing time 3:54.53 for Gwynn. Martin a 3:59, just sneaking under 4 minutes. And the Royal Tunbridge Wells master, Jemima Rudd-Jones, will complete heat number 1 for us, 4:13.19. There will be 6 heats in this event. And this is heat number 2. Taking part in heat number 2. From lane 1, Amanda Doyle for King's Cormorant. In 2, Julia Meldrum for Bexley Masters. In 3, Jenny Vick for Erith and District. In 4, Stuart McClellan representing Hadley. Hadley and Sudbury Swimming Club, to give it its full name. In 5, Colin Mays for Team Luton. In 6, Eleanor Warrener representing Bournemouth. Jennifer Johnston for Lewis in Southern, and Teddington's William Reed in 8. Now, there are a lot of teams represented today. I've got a really handy sheet, because some of the teams, although I believe I've seen almost every team compete in the south and southeast of England, there's often just a obscure small club who I love seeing for the very first time. So on this sheet here, I've got every single, we often see on the start sheets, you'll see the shortened name, and sometimes it's lovely seeing the official longer name as well if you've not seen the club before. There's one, Ruislip Northwood Masters Swim Club. Sheerness Swim Club and Lifeguard Corporation, also. Great to see such a range of clubs represented, all descending on Crawley this Saturday. In the lead, in lane number 7, Jennifer Johnston representing Lewis. However, in lane 5, Colin Mays looks like he's got eyes on that first position. The Team Luton representative. And also in lane 8, that's William Reed for Teddington. So 3 of them. In fact, throw Jenny Vick into that mix for Erith and District. You've got 4 up top. I think it's going to be a great finish in heat number 2. It will go the way, though, it looks like, of Colin Mays. Strong finish in 5, 3:21.16. 3:22s for Vick and Johnston, 3:23 for Reed. Lovely competition in our second of 6 heats. Let's move on to heat number 3. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's lovely to get a little bit of colour to add to the commentary. So any nice little stories You want to come up and sneak and tell. I'm in the middle of the balcony at the back, just sort of opposite the starting end. If you want the world to know, and I say the world because we're streaming live on YouTube, a little story about one of your teammates, yourself or a colleague, etc., do come and let me know, and I will let everyone else aware. Because, for example, in this heat right now, a little birdie has just told me that Rachel Davies in lane number 8 is not just a good swimmer, she's actually the European Masters gold medalist in the synchro. Look at this, gold medalist at European level in the pool right now. Please do come and let me know any cool stories like that. Taking part across the heats, in 1, Everything District's Suzanne Wilding. In 2 for Spencer Esther Isepi. In 3, representing Sevenoaks, Natalia Gedorenko. Dover Lifeguard Club in 4 with Donna Wickens. Bridgen's Ali Price in 5. And Spencer's Amanda Heath in 6. Then Pippa Baker for Redhill and Reigate in 7. And in 8, our synchro European gold medalist, Rachel Davies. Looking very confident in the breaststroke, Ali Price. And regardless of her freestyle, that looks to be wrapped up already, but let's wait and see. Second place in the heat right now, very difficult to decide. Davies over Gedorenko and Wilding. However, only 0.2 of a second between all 3 of those. Now, I can let you know that we're starting to get some results through from our opening event, all official, with split times and everything. My goodness, the detail on this is incredible. So again, around the venue, you've got those QR codes. Keep your eye on the results and the starting times. But for the time being, 2:52 for Ali Price. Wonderful time in 5. Then Suzanne Wilding at 2:57. Rachel Davies just outside 3 minutes. And in 3, Natalia Gedorenko for Sevenoaks. She was in that battle for second the entire way. Ali Price, 2:52, you win it in heat number 3. This is heat number 4. Taking part in heat 4 from lane 1, James Dyer for Cranley, Caris Clark for Hillingdon, Louis Martin for Dover Lifeguard, Katie Levison out to swim Brighton and Hove, Jenny Clark for Woking, Luca Milana for Spencer in 6, in 7, Nicole McKenzie, Portsmouth North Sea, and in 8, representing the home team, Crawley's Alan Parkins. K2, the home of Crawley swim team. Jenny Clark and Katie Leveson will go into the freestyle with only a second and a half to separate them. The first of our male competitors, Luca Milana, 2:07 with 50 to swim. So it looks like we'll beat the time of heat number 3, the 2:52. That we could go, well, a lot less than 2:40 in fact. Top two making their way back towards the finish. Clark versus Leveson, and Jenny Clark will take the win. And they will both win their age groups in that one. 2:38s and 2:40s on the board. Luca Milana, 2:48.34. And then Crawley's own Alan Parkins, 4th in heat. And again, another first in age group right now. These heats absolutely flying by now. No hanging around, straight into heat number 5. Yeah, just missing one swimmer in heat number 5. No Paul Mason for Chichester in 2. We do have Hannah Knightley for Kingston Royals in 1. In 3, Tomasz Rybak for Wantage Whitehorses. In 4, Stevie Butler, Rushmore Royals. In 5, Sarah Hunt for Basingstoke. In 6, Aid Belcham, another home swimmer for Crawley. In 7, James McTavish, City of Southampton. And in 8, oh, was that a little whoop there for James McTavish? Oh, a big whoop. And in 8, Simon Griffiths for Teddington. So 2:38. Was the winning time from heat number 4. Can we drop another 10 seconds or so? That's quite a big ask, isn't it? But that seems to be the order we've been going. And of course, as we get quicker, they don't speed up by such a distance. So maybe a sub 2:35 or a 2:30. Leading right now, Sarah Hunt for Basingstoke. Wonderful form on the breaststroke. Can she convert this? What's that? 2-second lead into the freestyle over James McTavish, Simon Griffiths and Aid Belcham. Let's see. Next 25 seconds will give us the answer. Oh, she's looking fantastic, isn't she? In fact, she won't just hold on to this lead, she'll extend it on the freestyle. Sarah Hunt with a superb swim. And a sub 2:35 to boot as well. 2:34.12, great time. McTavish and Griffiths, 2nd and 3rd. Aid Belcham in 4th, all of them under 2:40. Butler, Rybak and Knightley will close out our penultimate heat in event number 2. This is heat number 6. Heat number 6. Final heats of this event, it'll be the 50 metres coming up after. First of all though, we have from lane 1, Laura Kearns for Teddington, Lauren Wilcox for Spencer, Kieran Elif, City of Oxford, Joshua Patel for Otters, Nicola Charlesworth for Basingstoke, Crawley in 6 and 7, Goncalo Amaral Pinto and Martinez Marks, and then Spencer's Dan Cotton in 8. Now, just a few of the results from the 400 metre freestyle. A couple of new Southeast region meet performance records from Henry Goodlud, who broke his own time, actually, with a 4:11:13. And Joe Corbin of South Downs Trojan, a new Southeast region meet best performance record in 5:03.5 in the 50 to 54 age group. So 2 new records for the meet already through our first event. We'll keep you up to date with those. Leading by example, Dan Cotton splayed out to his left-hand side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be lanes 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You sometimes get some nice symmetry like that. He leads over Martinez Marks, Goncalo Amaral Pinto, Charlesworth and Patel. And he will lead the field home, Dan Cotton. Representing Spencer, just entered a new age group this year, 2:17:15. That is very fast indeed. And regardless of age group, he's beating all those younger than him as well. #1 time for the event today. Martinez Marks bang on 2:22. Pinto plus 96 hundredths. And then Charlesworth in 4th, 2:25:83. Smiles on the face of your winner, cracking time. On to event number 3, it's the female 50 metre breaststroke, heat number 1. So the next 2 events are both 50 metres, the female then the open male. And there will be 12 heats in total of 50 metres coming up now. Heat number 1 of the female, you've got Marianne Davey, Trixie Nisbet, Denise Humphreys, Alison Cowie, Diane Ford, Victoria Ruffley, Tanya Barnes and Kim Tarrant. And look at this. Oh, this is rare now. If this finishes in this order, lane 8 to 1 will be 1 to 8 in the results. Kim Tarrant takes it, 44-54. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alison Cowie, Denise Humphreys, Trixie Nisbet, and yes, Marianne Davey. You won't see that very often. Lanes 1 to 8. Reverse that for your order, 1 to 8. Crikey. 44-54 winning time for Kim. Well done. She looks fairly pleased. This is heat number 2. Taking part, Marianne King, Janine Brooks, Lucy Young, Fiona West, Victoria Avery, Rachel Davies, Philippa Williams, and Fiona Wiggins. This is a much tighter affair. However, looks to me as though it is Gomez Dada in lane number 4. Now, I've got Fiona West of Chichester in 4. So let's just wait and see. However, 41.86 was the winning time. This is heat number 3. This is heat number 3. Now, the official time for event 2, heat 2, lane 4 was 3:38.33, and not the time shown on the scoreboard. Event 2, heat 2, lane 4, 3:38.33. And just like that, in a flash, we're into heat number 3, event 3. Kate Jackson, 40.28. Julie Sanders, 41.06, and Rachel Thomas, 41.44. And also a DQ notification for you. Event number 2, heat 1, lane 5, technical infraction. DQ, event 2, heat 1, lane 5. Straight into heat number 4. Taking part in heat 4, Anne-Marie Adams, Nicola Bushell, Karen Jenden, Sharon Birchall, Sally Deverell, Nisha Desai, Ali Price, and Rebecca Johnston. Can we go sub 40 seconds? Yes, we absolutely will, several times in fact. 38.76 Rebecca Johnston, great time for the Woking swimmer. 39.26 for Birchall, and also sub 40s for Sally Deverell and Nisha Desai. No time showing for Ali Price, but we'll get that afterwards for you. 40.33 in fact, I think. So one more heat to come in the female competition, and then we'll go on to the open male 50 breaststrokes. This is heat number 5. In heat number 5 of 5, Amanda Goodman, Hope Bass, Lindsay Wright, Nicole McKenzie, Ellie McDonald, Rhiannon Elston, Lottie Preston Howes, and Sophie Croydon Kempster. Once again, lane number 8, Croydon Kempster, the home swimmer for Crawley, 35.25, fastest time of the event. So that is 5 of 5 in the female competition. We'll stick with the 50 metres of breaststroke, and we will move on to the open male, where we will have 7 heats. This is heat number 1. From lane 3, 4 competitors in our first heat. Paul Webster for Medway Maritime, Aaron Dickies for Barnes Swim Club, Roger Stoughton for Dover Lifeguard Club, and Fiona West representing Chichester. And lane 6, Fiona West will take it, 43.98. Ahead of Aaron Dickies, Roger Stoughton, and just outside 50, 54.27, Paul Webster. This is heat number 2. Six competitors taking part in Heat 2. You've got Paul Catherall, David Proctor, Matthew Lunn, Tibor Savary, Timothy O'Brien, and David Norwood. Now, these races, the further we get deeper into these 7, should, and generally do, get tighter and tighter. David Norwood, however, is going to be in terms of the 50 metres, comfortable winner there, 41.96. 1.2 seconds clear of Timothy O'Brien. Another 10th back, Paul Catherall. This is heat number 3. And we do have a full pool this time. We've got Colin Mays, Timothy Waters, Dinis Vedash, Neil Hammond, Peter Allison, Marcus Robst, D. Christopoulos, and Richard Stanbrook. And it is Marcus Robst, first man to go sub 40 in the event today, 39.66 before Stanbrook and Christopoulos. Into heat number 4.
Come on, Bert.
taking part. From lane 1, Edward Dunn, Giorgio Spijsveld, Daniel Barnard, Phil Southworth, Martin Schofield, Graham Allison, Benjamin Titchener and Neil Mitchell. And going to be potentially a rare win the way these are seeded in lane number 1. Edward Dunn does get it 36-38 before, what's that, just shy of 3/10 ahead of Titchener and Mitchell on the opposite side. This is heat number 5. This time, Sean O'Brien, Mark Wortham, Paul Allen, Andrew Brearley, Mike Jones, Ian Stott, Michael Nellams and Tom Williams. So plenty of sub-40s now, that will be the norm. Tom Williams representing City of Southampton, one of the younger men in the pool. However, Michael Nellams gets there right on the touch. 33.57 versus 33.89. Great sprint race at the end. 2 heats to come. Heat number 6. Already done. Hodgson Kilroy 30.71. That is a brilliant time with 1 heat to come. Ahead of Amplet 31.59 and Martinez Marks 32.39. Into heat number 7. I'll find it. Final heat then. Southern of Southern. Connor Brunt, Robbie Jack, Rob Messenger, Archie Nakano, Max Friedman, William Bowler, Cameron Winchcombe and Neil Redman. Well, it's another one from side to side, isn't it? Neil Redman, 29.82, the only man sub 30. Winchcombe nearly gets it done as well. And then Bowler in third, 30.77. And we'll shortly move on to our next race when we have some swimmers on the deck. It will be the female 100-metre backstroke up next. This is the female 100-meter backstroke event 5, heat number 1. Just had the results through for the mixed 200 IM, and we have 2 new British records subject to ratification. In the 50+ category, representing Spencer, Dan Cotton, new British record, 2:17.15, and also subject to ratification, representing Basingstoke, Nicola Charlesworth, new British record in the 40 to 45s, 2:25.83. Congratulations to both. Great start to the weekend. "100 backstroke heat number 1, and there will be 4 heats in this event. Also 4 in the open male competition straight after as well. First up, in lane 3, Jane Asher for King's Cormorant, Marianne Davey in 4 for Crawley, Rose Dudney for Mid-Sussex Marlins in 5, and Christine Goodair, King's Cormorant, in lane number 6. Christine Goodair will win heat number 1 in a 1:47.52. Just shy of 4 seconds back, Rose Dudney for Mid-Sussex Marlins. We'll then see Marianne Davey representing the home club of Crawley. And in lane 1, Jane Asher. I don't think she'll mind me telling you, in the 90+ age group, representing King's Cormorant, Jane Asher. And she finishes 2:34.27. Well done, Jane. Wonderful stuff. It looked like a smile as well. This is heat number 2. We do have the full pool scheduled. We've got Sharon McLennan for Hadley in 1, Catherine Martin Bracknell in 2, teammate Linda Callaway in 3, King's Cormorant Amanda Doyle in 4, Mid-Sussex Marlins Mary Johnson in 5, Winchester's Caitlin Hatfield in 6, Mid-Sussex Marlins Kathy Biddle in 7, and Bracknell again, Amy Kidd in lane number 8. This will be a commanding, is the right word, I think, win for Amy Kidd, 1:16.48. Well done, Amy, representing Bracknell. Then we will welcome home the Mid-Sussex Marlin, Kathy Bidnell. (1:33.94 for second. In 6, Caitlin Hatfield at 1:38.17. Johnson, Doyle, Callaway, Martin and McClellan. Caitlin Hatfield looking very happy with her 1:38.17. This is heat number 3. Taking part in heat 3, Sarah Davidson for Mid-Sussex Marlins, Emma Cartwright for Otter, Elaine Sang for Borough of Newham, Deborah Startin, Dover Lifeguard, Katie Levison, out to swim Brighton and Hove, Andrea Coombs for Farnham, Zoe Hasty, Rushmore Royals, and Tori Fielding, Dover Lifeguard. Once again, we cast the rides towards lane 8. Tori Fielding this time, the Dover Lifeguard swimmer. It's a 1:15.54, beats the time of heat number 2 by just around about, just under a second. In comes Katie Levison, Andrea Coombs, and Zoe Hasty in your top half. Just one more heat to come in the female competition. This is heat number 4. Final chance for the females to get a medal in the 100 bag. Going for it, Lindsay Wright for Crawley in 1, Gina Hobson, Mid-Sussex Marlins in 2, Emily Quick, South Downs Trojans in 3, Laura Fenwick, City of Oxford in 4, Laura Hibbard of Hillingdon in 5, Hannah Liu of Borough of Newham in 6, Jo Corbin, South Downs Trojans in 7, and Kirsty Johnson of Bracknell is in lane number 8. Now the official time for event 5, heat 1, lane 4 was 2:08.80 and not the time shown on the scoreboard. Official time for event 5, heat 1, lane 4 was 2:08.80. A win for Kirsty Johnson in lane 8, 105.77. Joe Corbin, 108.5. And that is nice to see. Hugs and smiles all round. That's what Masters Swimming is about. Laura Hibbard in third, 112.27. There's some really fast times there. Event number 6, the open male 100 meter backstroke. This is heat number 1. Event number 6 of 13 in our opening session this morning. Taking part in heat number 1, David Staveley representing Hythe, Stuart McClellan of Hadley in 2, and Paul Sims is in lane number 5 representing Barnes Swim Club. Halfway, McLennan and Sims, sub 50. David Staveley in lane 3, representing Hythe. The most senior open male competitor in the event. Fact, might be the not quite in the entire day. Just having a little flick through the start sheet. Let's have a little look at the stats. But it will be Stuart McClellan, 140.04. Thanks to the win. And Paul Sims, 147.76. Now, we don't have entry times for the swimmers at the moment on start sheets. David Staveley will complete our first of 4 heats we're going to see in the open male 100 back. His time is 2:29.72. This is heat number 2. You are watching Sean Finch from Mid Sussex Marlins in 2. Lane 3, David Sheed for Lewis. In 4, Steve Greenfield representing Basingstoke. Godfrey Admonds for Spencer in 5. Tony Corbin, South Downs Trojans in 6. And in Southern, Bracknell's Christopher Ainger. Steve Greenfield takes the win in heat 4, 1:17.57. Tony Coleman, 1:24.36 second ahead of Jeffrey Admonds, 1:29.48. This is heat number 3. Already penultimate heat in the event. From lane 1, Louis Martin for Dover Lifeguard Club. In 2, Tom Perry for South Downs Trojans. In 3, Alan Parkins representing Crawley. In 4, Graham Allison, Red Hill and Reigate. In 5, Stuart Morton, Epsom District. In 6, Matthew Taylor representing Spencer. In Southern, Crawley again with Martin Schofield. And in lane 8, Andrew Squires for Team Anglia. Martin Schofield in lane 7. If you go sub 1:17, which he will, that's 8 seconds off the fastest time so far in the event. He and Andrew Squires going toe-to-toe, and then Matt Taylor, 1:13.72. They're your top 3. This is heat number 4. Heat 4 of 4. Adam Harper for Brighton Dolphins. Andrew Haig's City of Oxford. Craig Steenhoff for Hailsham. Hugh Jones for Bracknell. Oliver Espinassi for Basingstoke. Alexander Edge for Portsmouth North Sea. James Wardle for Kenilworth. And Mark Tuddenham representing Woking. Alexander Edge in the white cap, representing Portsmouth North Sea, youngest in the pool, and it's going to be the fastest as well. 1:01 on the button. Another 8 seconds off the event fastest time. Wow. James Wardle and Oliver Espinassi, very tight indeed. And that concludes the 100 backstroke for the female and open male competition. Next up, we'll move on to the mixed butterfly. Okay, event 7, mixed 200 butterfly. This is heat number 1. Heat 1, Jemima Rudd-Jones for Royal Tunbridge Wells Masters. Julia Meldrum for Bexley Masters. Paul Reynolds for Faversham. Lindsay Kelly-One representing Wantage White Horses. And Mark Franklin for South Downs Trojans. They are your 5. Now Mark is absolutely smashing this one. Way out in front. Now these, all these heats are seeded from lanes, well, 8-1, or in this case 6-2. So you will tend to see the winners coming from the near side, whether you're in the venue or watching at home. Not always the case, but more than likely. 1:15 first split for Franklin. That's really going some. He's not got a direct competitor in this heat or event, actually. Hang on a second. There's only 2 heats in the 200 fly. As you can imagine, it's an incredibly difficult event. Arguably the most difficult we'll have today. Paul Reynolds in 3rd, Julian Meldrum in 4th, and Jemima Rudd-Jones. Mark Franklin going out and back for the last time. He'll set a fairly impressive time for heat 2 to beat now, will Mark Franklin. It's going to be 2:44.88 for the South Downs Trojan. And he barely looks out of breath. Julian Meldrum in 3rd as they go back out again. Lindsay Kelly-One occupying a 2nd place and almost a full length, well, 2/3 of a length of the pool between her 3rd, 4th, 5th. There are 3 more females to come in heat number 2, which is the heat 2 of 2. Now, I do believe we have another British record in the previous event, but I'll wait till I get that confirmed and read it out for you. No time come up on the board there for Lindsay Killeone, but we know it's around about 3:45. I'll wait for that to be confirmed. Julian Meldrum, 4 minutes and 300s. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Ah, there's a time for Killeone, 3:40.51. I was miles off with my 3:45. 4:14 for Rudd Jones and 4:15 for Reynolds. This is heat number 2. Okay, here we go. Suzanne Wilding for Erith and District in 1. Mid-Sussex Marlins, Sally Mills in 2. Erith and District again in 3. Richard Wilding. In 4, David Pethers for Kingston Royals. Bethany Collins for Hailsham in 5. Martinez and Marks for Crawley in 6. Teammate Goncalo Amaral Pinto in Southern. And Dylan Conway for Kingston Royals is in 8. And this time it's Dylan Conway's turn to be the one that just seems to shoot off. Almost been a different race. Youngest in the pool for Kingston Royals. So youth besting experience on this occasion. 50 metres for him to swim. Behind him, Amaral Pinto in the home blue cap of Crawley. That teammate Martinez Marks also representing the home pool. Different age categories for those two. First female right now, Bethany Collins, 2:03.36 with 50 to swim. But here comes your leader and winner, Dylan Conway. Kingston Royals, 2:18.4. Very impressive. Amaral Pinto, 2:24.23. And his teammate Marks will go 2:35-ish, 2:35.71. They are your top 3. Bethany Collins will be our first female home in this mixed event. She's set to 2:49.38. And Richard Wilding in 3, 2:56.73. Dave Pethers, 3:03.28. And Sally Mills, who is the most senior female in this event, which is impressive in itself. In fact, you know, there's only over 400 swimmers here today, but only 13 have taken part in the 200 fly, so every single one is a winner. Sally Mills stopping the clock at 3:37.66. Event number 8 is the female 50-meter freestyle. This is heat number 1. Right, let's go. We have 9 heats in the 50 free. And they'll get quicker and quicker up until probably around about a time of around, well, sub 30 seconds, I imagine. Well, let's see how close we can get anyway. To begin with, in lane 3, Jane Asher, already seen her today, for King's Cormorants. Marianne Davey, representing Crawley. Catherine Martin for Bracknell, and Alison Cowie for Basildon and Phoenix. And she's already finished, 41. I've barely finished reading the names. 41.69 for Alison Cowie. Catherine Martin, 44.78. Marianne Davey, 52.9. And Jane Asher, I'm going to say it again, in the 90 plus age category, 56.10. This is heat number 2. Heat 2, you got Nisbet, Gwynn, Barnes, Marks, Hatfield, Conway, Warrener and Wiggins. I won't even try to read all the clubs out, won't have time, especially when the likes of Caitlin Hatfield do a 37.75. Cracking time, and she is utterly thrilled with it. This is heat number 3. From lane 1, Victoria Ruffley, Viv Jones, Helen Andrews, Fiona West, Tracy Martin, Mitch Lomax, Donna Wickens and Emma Cartwright. Can they beat 37.75? Yes, they will. Who will get there first? Oh, blimey, by 0.05 of a second, Emma Cartwright over Mitch Lomax and Donna Wickens. Wow. This is heat number 4. You are watching Elizabeth Shaw, Ali Boddington, Alex Smith, Tracy Anstis, Kate King, Katrina Farrell, Eleanor Matthews and Laura Kerrigan. Katrina Farrell looking very good for Basildon. Phoenix 32.31. Lovely swim, great time. Ahead of Kerrigan and Matthews. This is heat number 5. Heat 5, Sally Deverell taking part alongside Andrea Coombs, Rachel Davies, Steph Barron, Gail Henry, Emma Cullis, Janine Brooks and Zoe Hasty. Lane 4, Steph Barron, 31.81. We're getting quicker, folks. Half a second off the time of heat number 4. She is in the Trojan camp. This is heat number 6. Now, lane 2 here, Kate Jackson. This is her first race for some time because 18 months ago, unfortunately suffered a brain tumour and had surgery, and this is her first race back. So, Kate Jackson for Barnet Copthorne, and she's going to lead the way, in fact. What a win this would be. Well done, Kate Jackson. Welcome back to Swimming 2. 30.22, new fastest time. Absolutely wonderful. What a great story that is. On to heat number 7. Official time for Event Southern Heat 1 Lane 4 was 4:13.62, not the time on the scoreboard. Official time for Event Southern Heat 1 Lane 4, 4:13.62. And heat number 7, I will not have time to read out all the names, we'll just have to go with the winner. Looks like Tori Fielding, 30.21. Fastest time by 100th of a second in the event so far. Well done, Tori. This is heat number 8. Penultimate heats, Hobson, Elston, Loy, Wilcox, Flick, Clark, Kenny and Ram. And Amy Ram will come home 28.49. Look at all those times, sub 30, wow. Heat number 9. Last chance saloon, Ellie McDonald, Hope Pace, Freya Reid, Sophie Croydon-Kempster, Sarah Hunt, Michelle Ware, Nicola Charlesworth and Melissa Halford. Can they go quicker than 28.5 seconds? Yes, and plenty can. Look at this, Sarah Hunt from lane 5. 27.53 takes the win by 0.04 of a second over Charlesworth and Halford. Concludes the female 50 freestyle. Up next, the open male, where there will be 11 heats. This is the open male 50-meter freestyle, heat number 1. Three competitors in heat number 1, Graham Ling for Hythe, Lee Curtis for Brighton Dolphins, and Paul Webster for Medway Maritime. Will be Paul Webster, 40.72 to kick things off. This is heat number 2. Again, 11 heats in total. Will absolutely rattle through them. You are watching John Tennant, William Reed, Conor Macaulay-Conway, Matthew Lunn, Giorgio Spiegefeld, Daniel O'Connell, David Norwood and Nicholas Crew. And it is Spiegelfeld, 32.87. This is going to get so quick. Heat number 3. Roger starting, Godfrey Admins, Colin Mays, Timothy Waters, Timothy O'Brien, Paul Reynolds, Dan Barnard and Marcus Robst in heat number 3. How many heats till we go sub 30? Not this time. 32.36, new fastest time through 3 heats. Daniel Barnard ahead of Marcus Robst and Timothy Waters. This is heat number 4. This time, Stanbrook, Hammond, Finch, Dyer, Woodward, Southworth, Woods and Ron Mao. We've already heard that Ron Mao is his first racing in 40 years. He barely looks 40. 30.84 winning time in lane number 8. This is heat number 5. Edward Dunn, Vittorio Varesco, Larry Chan, Tom Williams, Paul McKennill, Andrew Brealey, Andy Cook and Sean Herdman Grant this time. And look at Tom Williams swim. 26.48. Hang on a second. That is superb from lane 4. Wow. Heat number 6. That was incredible. 26.48 in heat 5 for Tom Williams. Wow, that is almost seems out of place. Heat number 6 though, here we go. Sean O'Brien, Stuart Morton, Matthew Sismis, Mike Jones, Martin Schofield, Simon Griffiths, Derek Hutton and Adam Harper. That's a close one, my goodness. Adam Harper gets it 28.27. About 0.04 of a second in it. This is heat number 7. I've got a DQ for you, technical infraction, event 8, heat 6, lane 5. Event 8, heat 6, lane 5, DQ, technical infraction. Heat 7, Nash, Neal, Mellor, Robertson, Shaw, Smirkis, Titchener and Squires. Again, we look down the middle. Jacob Shaw, 26.95. Sub 27, that's brilliant. And this is heat number 8. Andrew Haigh, Rob Messenger, Abe Belcher, Harry Fryer, Thomas Ryback, John Etherington, Peter Welczynski and Paul Allen. Now we are going to have another one down the middle. Harry Fryer, fingertips out there, touches home, 26.09, new fastest time of the event, 3 to go. Puffs his cheeks out. This is heat number 9. Can we go sub 26? I'm sure we can. Oliver Espinassi in 1. Sean Friend, Mark Weller, Yigit Guven, Daniel Amplit, Brendan Kittanane, Martin Sartoris and Carl Halford. Lane 1, here we go. Oliver Espinassi, for Basingstoke in the 40 plus, 25.39. There we go. It was coming, and Espenassi gets it. This is heat number 10. Penultimate heat, Dan Walker, Matthew Brooks, Mark Tuddenham, Spencer Turner, Martinus Marks, Ben Reed, Alfie Baum, and Kieran Hodson-Kilroy. Much closer, much closer. Lane 8, it is Hudson-Kilroy, 24.81. How quick can we go? New fastest time. And this is heat 11. This should be the fastest. Sean North, Max Friedman, William Roberts, Ivan Nuchanev, Chris Jones, Connor Brunt, Jamie Cunningham, and Alexander Smith. 4 representatives from Woking in the 50-metre fastest heats. What is going on coaching down at Woking? Alexander Smith, 23.2. Saved the best for last. Concludes the 50-metre freestyle races for the day. Next up is event number 10. Female 100 breaststroke. Event 10, the female 100-metre breaststroke. This is heat number 1. Now, just a reminder for you, any medals that you are winning, they can be collected at the back of the gallery on the balcony at the diving board end. If you don't collect them, you don't get a second chance. They'll get moved on to another event and reused to obviously cost save. So if you are a medal winner, please do go and collect it. It will not be sent to you after the meeting. We are, of course, live streaming today's entire event. So if you're going to watch it online, either now or later, or send the link to your loved ones, you can do. There's QR codes around the venue for the start list results. So on YouTube, just search for South East, or Swim England South East. Now we are in the 100 breaststroke. There will be 5 heats in the female competition and 6 in the open male. It's actually our penultimate event in terms of event breaststroke, as we go 50-metre backstroke racing for the final time. Last thing we do today. In these heats, Gomez Dana is a late addition, and she'll take the win, 1:30.51, representing Crawley. On the original start sheet, Davy, Dudney, Lopez, Bonilla, and Day. So The seeding is a little bit out of sync with the late entry Gomez Dada. Would have probably been in heat number 3 or 4, I'd imagine, with the 130. 152 Lopez Bonilla. Rose Dudany 203.88. 205 Claudine Day. Marianne Davey. Representing Crawley, but going rogue in the lilac cap, not the traditional blue. And she'll stop the clock at 2 something, right about 2:30. 2:34.91. This is heat number 2. Heat number 2, Jenny Vick for Erithon District, Rushmore Royals Diane Ford in 2, Mid Sussex Marlins Lisa Mills in 3, Rushmore Royals again, Tiffany Lay in 4, Lewis Jennifer Johnston in 5, for Chichester Fiona West in 6, City of Southampton's Kim Tarrant in 7, woo, and Cranley's Victoria Avery in 8. So we've seen 1:30. I wonder how close we'll get to a minute by heat number 5. Now, of course, Gomez Dada's time was out of sync, really, wasn't it? So maybe we're being overly ambitious, actually. Yeah, I think we are. Let's wait and see. Leading the way in 7 and 8, Kim Tarrant and Victoria Avery, all 135s apiece. 2/10 separating them, then Tiffany Lay in 4, 138.52. Let's get some more results coming in, bring those to you shortly, if there's any records on there. This is heat number 3. Heat 3, Eleanor Matthews, Marianne King, Pippa Baker, Claire Tagg, Fiona Wiggins, Samantha Usher, Esther Isepi, and Rachel Thomas. "42-second split for Rachel Thomas. So that puts it on to beat the current fastest time of 1:30 by maybe half a dozen seconds or so. Might see. In the middle, in 4, Claire Tagg. Just getting ahead of the rest of the field, but behind our leader. Rachel Thomas, can she go sub 130? Yes, she can, 129.74. Very nice indeed. Claire Tagg, 132, and Marianne King, 133. This is heat number 4. Penultimate heat in the female 100 breaststroke. Rebecca Pritchard, Anne-Marie Adams, Amanda Heath, Elaine Sang, Rebecca Johnston, Nicola Bushell, Julie Sanders, and Laura Kearns. Quick start from Johnston in 5. Can she keep up that pace? 39.91. That's 2.5 seconds quicker than the split time that got Thomas a 129. That would put her on course for a 120, 121. If we factor in a slight slowdown. Like a negative split would be even more impressive. Let's see. Still leads the way. Representing Woking, joint youngest competitor in this heat. And she will go 125.94. Very, very good. Sub 130 for Nicola Bushell and Amanda Heath. And Laura Kearns. This is heat number 5. Final heats, Lindsay Wright, Sally Deverell, Amanda Goodman, Rhiannon Elston, Nicole McKenzie, Ellie McDonald, Lottie Preston Howes, and Sophie Croydon Kempster. Wow, a trio. McDonald, Preston Howes, and Croydon Kempster, all 37, just 600 separating the 3 at the halfway mark. It's going to be one of the closest races we've had so far today. Preston Howes and Croydon Kempster still side by side. McDonald just falling off slightly. All 3 of these girls are in the same age group as well, actually. So this is the likelihood gold, silver, bronze right here. And now they do separate. Croydon Kempster comes through in the final 25 to take it 1:18.6, fastest time of the event, before Preston Howes and McDonald. On to event number 11, the open male 100 meter breaststroke. This is heat number 1. Right, the turn of the open male, and there will be 6 heats in this one, and then to finish off the session, there'll be 10 heats of 50 metres in the female and the open male. But to begin with, let's watch the 100 breast. So you've got Aaron Dickers in 3 for Barnes, Stuart McClellan for Hadley in 4, and David Proctor for Leatherhead in lane 5. The earlier heats, we do tend to see the pool split fairly early. As we go through to heat 6, should be a fairly good showdown the last couple of heats. Although saying that, this one, not much to separate Proctor and Dickers. And I tell you what, Aaron Dickers is going to take the lead into the final 5 metres. That's a turnaround. Proctor leading at halfway. And Dickers, 142.48, takes it against a 144. And McClellan a 148. This is heat number 2. In heat 2, Dave Norwood for Medway Maritime, Paul Catherall for Ruislip, Ruislip Northwood Masters to give them their full name, Peter Allison for Godalming, Marcus Robst for Chichester, William Reid for Teddington, Denez Vadash for Erython District, and Colin Mays for Team Ludon. Golden Cap in lane 6, Dennis Vadash, Erython District representative. A little battle on here with Marcus Robst for Chichester. Those will be your 2 leaders into the final 10. It will be Vadash. 132.56, 10 seconds off the heat number 1 fastest time. Robst 133 and Allison 136. This is heat number 3. Start getting closer. We've got one swimmer missing in lane number 2. So we do have Dan Barnard for Leatherhead in 1. In 3 for Southwark, Krista Dulapoulis. In 4, Stanbrook for Out to Swim London. In 5, Luca Milana for Spencer. In 6, Graham Allison for Redhill and Reigate. In 7, Phil Southworth for Hillingdon. And in lane 8, Simon Griffiths for Teddington. A 3-way battle on the near side. Alison, Southworth and Griffiths. Who's going to take it? Griffiths just in the last couple of metres kicks on and gets a 1:22.56 for Teddington. This is heat number 4. Another swimmer gone missing. So obviously almost halfway through the day now. There are going to be a little bit of fatigue starting to kick in already. We do have Mark Wortham for Crawley. We do have Neil Mitchell for Basingstoke. Louis Martin for Dover Lifeguard Club. Got Tom Williams for City of Southampton in 5. Andrew Brealey, Didcot and Barramundi in 6. Craig Steinoff for Hailsham in 7. And Morgan Smith for the City of Oxford in lane number 8. Into their final 25 metres. And Tom Williams, City of Southampton. He just had a great 50-metre race, didn't he, Tom Williams? I'm sure he did. And now he's had a very good 100-metre breaststroke as well. 1:15.14 for Williams and Southampton before Steinoff and Brealey. This is heat number 5. On our penultimate heat now of the 100 breaststroke, Robbie Jack for Portsmouth North Sea, Goncalo Amaral Pinto for Crawley, Michael Nellams for Teddington, David Milburn representing Newbury, Bryn Hughes for Basingstoke, Joshua Patel for Otters, Dan Cotton representing Spencer, and Yevgenis Boutans representing Bracknell. The blue cap of Spencer and Dan Cotton in lane 7 is going to lead, well, I'm going to say lead it home, but Robbie Jack in lane 1, representing Portsmouth North Sea. It will make it tight, 1:11.39 versus 1:12.54. Just one heat to go in this event. This is heat number 6. Final heat, 1:11.39 to beat for the fastest time in the event. You got Dan Amphlett, Mike Hodgson, Archie Nakano, William Bowler, Cameron Winchcombe, Henry Goodlad, Chris Jones and Neil Redman. Henry Goodlad looking on form through the first 50, 29.75, the only sub-30 split we've seen. Redman just outside 30.41. Can he reel Goodlad back in over the second 50? That is getting tighter, I think, Goodlad and Redman. Don't discount Jones just yet. He's had a good turn, in fact, Chris Jones in Southern. But Henry Goodlad, representing Woking, the youngster, I'll call him, youngest man in the pool, 1:03.94. That is incredibly good, lad. Barely out of breath as well. And moving on to our last event will be the 50-metre backstroke. First up the females, then the open male to finish our session. This is event number 12, the female 50-metre backstroke, heat number 1. We will have 10 heats in total, 5 in the female, 5 in the open male, and that will be our session done. And I tell you what, we are running pretty much, if not ahead of, bang on schedule. It is always nice to see at swimming events. It means our volunteers and marshals and referees are doing an absolutely sterling job. In heat 1, Jane Asher, Marianne Davey, Linda Kellaway, Amanda Doyle, and Denise Humphreys. And the winner, Humphreys 45.6. Doyle just 1.47 behind. Kellaway under 50. Marianne Davey will touch. Didn't touch hard enough, Marianne. What was it? Around about, I think it was sub 60 seconds, and a 1:02 for Jane Asher. This is heat number 2. In heat 2, we have Caitlin Hadfield, Mary Johnson, Eleanor Warriner, Kate King, Kathy Bidnall, Tracy Martin, Sarah Davison, and Janine Brooks. Two going fast in 7 and 8, Sarah Davidson and Janine Brooks. Mid-Sussex Marlins versus Farnham. Different age groups though both are looking to set a new fastest time in their respective events. 39.87 for Sarah Davidson, sub 40. Clap, clap. Paulie 21 for Janine Brooks, and Bidnall 42.87. This is heat number 3. Away we go through third heat of 5. And then we have from lane 1, Lucy Young, Emma Cullis, Hannah Knightley, Elaine Sang, Kate Jackson, Laura Cook, Emma Cartwright, and Alex Smith. And leading the way, the Kingston Royal, just turned 30 last month. Hannah Knightley, and she will storm through this one. 35.46, 4 seconds quicker than the fastest time so far. Well done, Hannah. Looks very happy indeed, shocked even. This is heat number 4. Penultimate heat already. You are watching Kim Holmes, Deborah Startin, Katrina Farrell, Andrea Coombs, Ali Price, Sarah Oxley, Caris Clark, and Gina Hobson. Lane 7 and 8 is often that occasion, isn't it? Caris Clark and Gina Hobson this time for Hillingdon and the Mid-Sussex Marlins. And it will be the latter. Gina Hobson gets it 35.06. Another new fastest time with 1 heat to go. This is heat number 5. This is the last female race of this session. Just the open male 50 back to come. How fast can we go? Zoe Hasty, Nisha Desai, Lindsay Wright, Hope Pace, Bethany Collins, Emily Quick, Hannah Loy, and Kirsty Johnson. Kirsty Johnson ripping through the water, representing Bracknell. 30.12. Well, that is a massive jump down into 5 seconds quicker than the fastest prior. Incredible. Hope Pace 32.66, Collins 32.84, both great times. Kirsty Johnson, brilliant. This is event 13, the open male 50 backstroke. It's heat number 1. Now, just to bring you up to speed, the warm-up for session 2 is scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock warm-up with the racing to start at 1:45. But we're not there yet, so let's concentrate still on racing. In heat 1, Graham Ling, David Staveley, Paul Webster, Lee Curtis and Paul Sims. And Paul Sims, swim capless, will get it, 49.7. Paul Webster in the beautiful pink cap, must say. Second in 51.67, Lee Curtis 54. This is heat number 2. Taking part in heat number 2 from lane 1, David Sheed, Roger Startin, Tony Corbin, Richard Stanbrook, Sean Finch, Godfrey Admonds, Edward Dunn and Steve Greenfield. As we see so often, near side lanes, leading the way, Steve Greenfield this time. Representing Basingstoke, back comes Edward Dunn. Oh, 700ths in it. Greenfield ahead of Dunn. What a finish. Godfrey Adman, sub 40 for third. This is heat number 3. You are watching Matt Susmus, Simon Miller, Graham Allison, Adam Harper, Tomasz Rybak, Matt Taylor, Peter Walczynski and John Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald for sheer ness, showing sheer class in lane number 8. He'll come through in a storming time, very close to sub 30. It's 0.23 over, 2.5 seconds clear of Walczynski in second, and Rybak takes third. Just 2 heats to come in the session. This is heat number 4. Penultimately, Andrew Squires, Kieran Elif, Ben Titchener, Morgan Smith, Paul Allen, Martin Schofield, Jacob Shaw and Craig Stenoff. Much closer affair, but Stenoff in 8, leading, yes, 30.55. Not as quick as Fitzgerald, but wins by 1600ths over Jacob Shaw and Paul Allen. 1 to go. This is heat number 5. Final race of the session. Andrew Hagues, Hugh Jones, Oliver Espinassi, Martinus Marks, Alexander Edge, Dylan Conway, Mark Tuddenham and Alex Smith. Should be the fastest of the 5. 30.55 to beat to get that mark. Alex Smith on the near side, will he go into the centre? 28.10. 6 men under 30 seconds. Alex Smith the quickest, 28.10. Second place, 28.54, Alex Edge. And Oliver Espinassi, 28.59. That is some cracking times right there. Great performances all around in our opening session of the day at the Swim Southeast Short Course Masters. Well done to everybody. Do need to bring you officially a DQ from Event 11, Heat 6, Lane 8. Event 11, Heat 6.